Attention independent media and all opposition. A message with this headline was sent to the office of the internet portal Respublika. Its author claims that there is a directive from the president's administration to purge Kazakh opposition, preventing any possible disturbances during the celebration of Nazarbayev's 70th anniversary.
Everything goes for the so-called purge, claims the anonymous sender. Apparently, law enforcement agencies were ordered to use all available means, including illegal, to bring those disliked by the rule to criminal and administrative responsibility, or to force them to refrain from political activism. Everything is possible, including framing people for the possession of drugs, firearms, knives, stolen clothes and cellular phones. Arrests are possible after specially instructed people will submit fake reports. Both physical and moral pressure will be applied, including on the relatives working in state organizations. Children and women will be intimidated. Here are the comments of those who can end up in a similar situation.
Практика показывает, что
The reality shows that people can be charged with the most absurd of things, which can lead to trials and verdicts. So this letter has played its positive part, and I'm thankful to its author, as we will be more cautious.
Поэтому это письмо сыграло свою положительную роль.
Как мы видим, за 8 лет
I remember all too well the events of 2002 when the leadership of the party Democratic Choice of Kazakhstan and independent press was pressured. I recall arson in the offices of Respublika or how decapitated dog carcasses were found there. Reporters were pressured then, and unfortunately I have to admit that during all these years the attitude of the authorities has not changed. It still reacts in the same way to all current events.
The workers of Karaganda brick plant went on strike, as they have not been paid for already 9 months. Their complaints were sent to all possible authorities, including the president. Find out more from the next report.
We have not seen our salaries in almost a year.
About 60 workers of the company Continent Stroy are not receiving their salaries. The enterprise now owes each of them the average of nearly $2,000. The staff never saw the owners of the plant, and the offices are located in Astana. Nevertheless, employees say that the company is still operational. Every day it produces goods worth more than $1,000. I have personally written a letter to Nazarbayev and then received a notification that he received it, but he never replied.
The new information on the flood victims was revealed by the press office of the Ministry of Education and Science. Officials report that 5 children died in the tragedy and 14 others are missing. In total, 37 kids became victims of the disaster.
18 children are in the hospital, 5 died and 14 left the village together with their families. We are looking for them now. The flood in the Almaty region destroyed not only houses and farms, but also 4 schools which were located in 4 settlements of the Aksu district and accommodated 600 pupils. Most of the children were temporarily brought to other villages and towns of Taldykorgan and Tekeli. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry has joined the nationwide aid campaign and allocated its day-worth earnings to the Flood Victims Fund. In addition, the budget money will be used by the officials to send more than 150 children to the summer health camps.
Fundraising and collection of humanitarian aid for flood victims is now taking place all over the country. The capital was one of the first to react. 3 large trucks with 50 tons of food supplies and clothes are heading from Astana to Almaty region. Local authorities attempted to somewhat redeem themselves with the current campaign, as its representatives in the region are still blamed for the negligence in dealing with the emergency.
The shipment mostly consists of essential provisions, cereal, canned food and clothing. This will be enough for about 1,000 people to last a month. In addition, the aid campaign was supported by Astana city administration. About $350,000 from the city's reserves, as well as the day-worth earnings of employees, were transferred to the victims' fund. The capital's deputy mayor, Amirkhan Rahimjanov, assures that all resources will be delivered to the appointed destinations. We will likely involve the local branch of the People's Democratic Party Nuratan and set up some kind of party monitoring, so that we and other public organizations could ensure the delivery of the aid.
Aid is also needed in eastern Kazakhstan, where the evacuation of people from flood areas is still underway. The situation is complicated due to poor weather conditions, snowstorms, strong winds and zero visibility on the roads. Almost all of the national and regional highways are closed. Rescuers encounter great difficulties in reaching the flooded villages.
On Friday, the emergency ministry's helicopters managed to reach Tarbagatay and Kurchum areas where rescues are delivering food supplies and essentials. Still, very little is known about the situation in Zaysan area, where the village of Tazbastau is under the threat of another flood. According to emergency personnel, 43 houses were already flooded there, 9 of which are no longer suitable for living. Local residents were temporarily relocated to their relatives and to the buildings of the village school. Almost 1,000 people were evacuated from the 3 settlements of Ulan district. The warm weather caused the water level in the river Ulanka to rise significantly. Rescuers from other regions, including Karaganda, Pavlodar, southern and northern Kazakhstan, all arrived to East Kazakhstan to aid the situation. No casualties were reported so far.
The 9th hearing on the case of businessmen versus the shopping center Ushkonir didn't produce any substantial results and was subsequently postponed indefinitely.
The defendant ignored the hearing and thus outraged the entrepreneurs. They have filed public appeals to the ombudsman and Bolat Nazarbayev, the owner of the shopping center Ushkonir, despite the fact that it is the former director Kamal Kurmangaliyev who supportedly pocketed the money of businessmen. All founding documents say that Bolat Nazarbayev is the sole owner of Ushkonir. The letters contain the demand to investigate the situation and return the invested money. Currently, we have to pay out high interest rates and cover our loans. We do not see any other way out. We have appealed to all newspapers, but received zero response.
These were all the latest updates from Kazakhstan. Have a great weekend and goodbye.